got to be careful with that mouse. Hopefully I didn't do anything too damaging. Is the Colorado Mineral and Fossil Show Spring Edition.
Oh, yeah.
April 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Crown Plaza Hotel. I know we're getting to you a little bit late with this information, but hopefully Sandra has gotten an email to you alerting you to the dates and whatnot, but we highly recommend you coming. Christopher, you have any?
Oh, I'm looking forward to going out there.
Me too.
I will, I'll probably be working here on Friday. We'll have a lot of our, Chantel and Zach and Craig and everybody will be out there. But I'm definitely going out on Saturday, and I figure I'll probably hang out in the booth a little bit. I enjoy that. So definitely come on by and talk, hang out for a little while if you've got the time, and find some really good buys out at the show.
Absolutely. It's a really good show for a spring show. Sandra has really pulled together a lot of great dealers to make the effort to come up here.
It's a really big show for spring local show like that.
Absolutely. The Crown Plaza has an excellent convention facility, and this is the floor plan, I believe, for last year. I didn't find a floor plan for this year, but you can see there's a lot of booths there, and we are one of them. Up there, kind of in the upper right-hand corner, I believe it's 48 or whatever that number is. Can you read that number? Right there, I think that's us, either 44 or 49. Is that? I don't know.
It's 49.
Yeah. So
wait, is it the lower one or the?
It's that end cap, bigger end cap.
That's
booth
49
up in the upper. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like 49.
So anyway, come and see us. We're easy to find. Up in the corner there, have a nice big booth. Lots of beautiful cases filled with rocks. They're going to have mostly Keystone and wholesale there. I think it's going to be about a 75-25 mix, 75 Keystone and 25 wholesale. So
gotcha.
Lots of beautiful stuff.
A lot of great stuff there. And they've gone through and they've picked out like some of the best of what we have. So we're going to have some really, really good Keystone there.
Yep. And these are pictures from years past. As you can tell in this picture, especially with Mark and Jennifer and Steve in the frame. Unfortunately, none of those people are still with the company.
Where is everybody?
There's been a little rotation. That's okay. You and I are still here.
Yep.
It's all good. We're not chopped liver. No. And as Christopher said, it's going to be our wholesale and internet crew mostly manning the booth there.
Yep.
Especially Craig and Zachary.
Yeah, found some good buys out there at the show last year. I actually found an incredible orbicular jasper sphere for the spheres that I collect. And
nice.
A couple of good Elmwood pieces and a few other odds and ends. It was a good show. Really good show.
Yeah. Like we're saying, there's a lot of great dealers there. Great for a local show. If you live anywhere between, say, Iowa and Nevada and New Mexico and Wyoming, you really ought to make the trip down here.
It's really worth the drive.
Yep, absolutely. And
I've driven further for much, much smaller shows.
Really? Well, you're from Tennessee. I don't know. Yeah, but what kind of a local show
usually
going on down there?
Well, I mean, we have ours in October in Knoxville, which is a nice show. But there's always a couple of good shows, one or two down in Georgia.
Gotcha.
That were the main ones that I drive to, and then of course you go over to Franklin, North Carolina for the shows over there.
Very nice.
Main ones I'd go to.
Nice. But we're spoiled here in Denver. We have obviously the great Denver show in September, and the spring show in April has been going on for at least 20 years. Gosh, I remember when it was out at the old Lakeside Mall. That was pretty grim.
We got the Denver show, and then we've got a nice little fall show, like right next door too.
Absolutely. So
such great rocks.
Yep. Crown Plaza Hotel. I didn't queue up the map. I've had people say it's too small anyway. So if you just Google the Crown Plaza Hotel at 15500 East 40th Avenue, as you can see there in the graphic, and your GPS will get you right there. It's super easy to get to, very close to Denver International Airport. If you're flying in or if you're coming in by highway, it's just off I-70 and super easy to get to from I-25. So,
yep. And if you're traveling in the area or you're just crazy bored and you've got a great airport that can fly into Denver really cheap. I've literally gotten tickets as low as $35 into Denver.
There you go.
From like California and as low as like $75 from Tennessee.
Wow.
But you could actually spend an entire weekend just hitting the local rock shops around here. You can come in on Friday. You can come visit us. There's Dave over in Arvada, and then a bunch of smaller shops, Mountain Minerals. Like you could spend a whole week and have a show any weekend that you want to come to Denver.
Right. Dudley will probably be down here at the spring show, but Dave, I believe, does stay at his shop in Arvada. So,
Gotcha. Good shop.
Dave Bunk Minerals, he's well established.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can find his address, and I'm sure he's having an open house. I haven't seen an email, but I hate to admit, I go through my email pretty fast.
Gotcha.
So anyway, we highly recommend the Spring Show of the Rockies. Sandra does a great job, as we said. There must be, 100-plus dealers out there. You can go to, what is the name of it? Rocky Mountain Gem and Mineral Productions or Promotions.com, and you can get all the spiel as to exactly who's there and whatnot. And it looks like there's a $100 dealer voucher giveaway.
Oh,
there's
interesting.
a deal.
No
There's
doubt.
a deal. What happens when you read the fine print, people?
Friday only must be present to win.
Wow. Okay. Well, get there on Friday, and you might get a $100 dealer voucher.
Yep.
Free.
Looks like mineral drawings and more.
Yep.
Too.
And it does mention free admission and free parking, and I got to admit, that is one great thing about this facility.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
always a
Plenty
great
of
parking place. There's plenty of parking there.
And I can't remember in the spring show last year, did they have... because Steve and I were just coming back on the trip, so it was just in and out real quick.
Right.
Did they have people set up out in the parking lot too?
They had tents. Sometimes they have a few tents.
Even more out in the parking lot. Yeah.
One thing Sandra in the beginning said she wasn't going to have tents, but of course she did.
And the
never fails.
The food's actually not bad
Pretty
out
good.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they had good chicken sandwiches and hot dogs, and the vendor on the inside always has good tiramisu. If you like, if you like your desserts,
there you go.
Good.
This guy's a dessert expert.
Well, when it comes to tiramisu,
okay.
that's the one I almost always skip dessert, but when tiramisu, I'm like meerkat, it gets my attention.
Got to try it. Anyway, and right after this spring show, you are on the road again.
I am on the road again, so I'll be heading down towards Texas, looping around the southeast, up the East Coast, and back through the Midwest. Still working out parts of the itinerary, so if you gotta have me come by, just give me a call or send us an email here at Christopher@collectorsedge.com or minerals@collectorsedge.com. You can reach me at either of those email addresses.
Right. Absolutely, and it's a really great experience. We're happy to stop by. There's absolutely no pressure. We've had some of our competitors say, "Oh, you don't want that van to come by. They're high-pressure sales." I have gone to people's houses literally for 5 years, twice a year, and never sold them anything.
Yeah.
And I don't care.
No,
it's all about the socialization and keeping up the relationships. And
it is. And the thing that I always say is we're not really salesmen. I mean, technically that's what our title is.
That's what we're supposed to
but
do. But
our job is to basically learn about what people want to collect, and what we're here to do is we're to look out for what it is that you're looking out for. So we're not so much salespeople as we are personal shoppers.
Right.
We're trying to find what you're looking for, and we get out there and put our eyes on more things so we can learn who is like, okay, I've got this rock. What do I do with it? Well, I know somebody who's looking for that.
Exactly.
And that's what the goal of a lot of our visits is we love to see your collections. We love to hear your stories about what gets you excited about collecting. So we know what to, who to let know when we find the right thing.
When we get a collection in, I was like, I know exactly who wants that piece.
Yep.
They've been craving that.
Yep.
So, and that's why we split up the territories the way we do. Chris really focuses on the East, and I focus on the West, and we can really refine and watch out for your interests.
Yep. So, and the more looking you do in between buying, the better you buy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. If you can't make it to shows, you definitely want us to stop by, just to look at what we have and chat about what we've seen.
Yeah,
we're happy to do that. It's not an issue. We're happy to. Give you recommendations for what we've seen out there. So
yeah, just for myself, I mean my personal buying slowed way down and got way better when I got to see so many more things. It's like, wow, I never knew that was there.
Right.
It's just amazing to be able to see that many specimens.
Absolutely, and see them in person too.
Absolutely.
Surfing around on the internet's okay. It gives you an idea, but there's nothing like actually holding the rocks in your hands and relaxing and talking for an hour or two with somebody that's been to the shows and
But it's also a lot more laid back than at a show as well, because while you do get to see things in person at a show, and we're always glad to spend time with you, you're always wanting to go see what everybody's got around there. So when we see you in person, you can take all the time you want to look at it, talk about it, and you don't have to be rushing off anywhere else.
Yeah, we got an appointment to get here. We got to get there. It's great. Yeah, that's one of the great things about the Fine Mineral Gallery where we're at in Tucson too. You just book a day or two to go there. You have lunch there. It's really casual.
Really nice.
But these road trips, it's a great opportunity if you have the time. You have a couple hours, even if you only have an hour, and we kind of know what you like. We're happy to pull out just one or two flats and talk with you for an hour and head on down the road.
Yep.
And thank you for your time.
We generally know where we have things in the van.
It's true. Generally.
It depends.
The one thing I recommend, if you see something you like, have us put it aside. Don't think in your mind, I'll look at that one later, because once we go past it, 20 or 30 flats.
Oh, man.
Can I see that so-and-so again? It's like,
I have had to go back and look through 50 flats and have it wind up being in like the last thing in the van.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're just happy to throw things aside. I even throw them under the van and just make sure I check before I drive away.
That's not like throwing them under the bus, is it?
No, not at all. Not at all. So you're on the road the 17th of April.
Yeah.
And you'll be heading down to Texas first, and then east and northeast.
Yep. I'll be down in Texas for about a week. I'll be around the Midwest and East Coast for about a week. The Southeast and East Coast for about a week, and then back through the Midwest for about a week.
Gotcha. Very cool. And very shortly after you return, like literally less than a week, I'll be loading up the van and heading down to Arizona, back to Tucson. Yeah. So we're having an open days, as they like to say in the islands, Britain. We call them open houses, but to each his own. It's the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Excuse me, I'm looking at my calendar. If you're wondering why I'm stretching there, the 12th, 13th, and 14th of May. Down at the Tucson Fine Mineral Gallery, be an open house. Most of the dealers who generally set up there for the Tucson show will be there for this. So. It'll be a good time. I'm sure they're going to have some speakers. I haven't heard exactly whom yet.
Ooh, nice.
But they generally do. Not quite to the extent that they do in November. But if you're at all in the area down there and you want to swing by, you're like driving to California or something, or driving back to Texas, or wherever you are, you're welcome to come.
It's a good time. Wish I was going.
And, May in Tucson is okay. It's starting to get pretty hot.
Oh, I would imagine it starts to
get pretty hot
for sure.
So it's okay. Gallery's air conditioned. So
now, on your trip, will you be doing anything up in the Northwest as well?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm breaking it up this time because after spending 4 days in Tucson and then going over, I'd be on the road for nearly a month. So I'm breaking it up a little bit. I'm going to do a week. I'm going to go down and do a couple of people in Phoenix and elsewhere in Arizona and do the open house, and then come home for a week, and then I'm going to go straight to Los Angeles, work my way up the coast. And
interesting.
Then,
cool. Very nice.
Yep. That'll break it up and keep the wife happy.
There you go.
So,
It's like you're sticking out.
Yeah. So, and anyway, she's considering going to China as well. So we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, for the Nanjing show.
It was really, again, I think we mentioned it last Minerals Live, but it was really great to see so many of our overseas
international customers coming
back. It was great. I hadn't got to meet a lot of them. Right. They were just awesome people.
Yep.
Rock people are just awesome people worldwide.
It's true. We're a great group. So, and it was really interesting. Most of the Asians were back, but still a lot of the Europeans are staying away.
Yeah, it's been kind of tough over there. Yeah.
So anyway, they got the Munich show too. Can't blame them.
True.
So anyway, like we're saying, I'm going to leave here on the 8th, head down to Arizona. If you're down in the Arizona area, I could probably swing by, or if you want to just come by the gallery for the open house on the 12th, 13th, or 14th, I'd be happy to see you there. So. And then starting, what is it on the? I'm stretching for the Yeah, about the 23rd or 4th. I'm going to Salt Lake City first and then swinging down. So about the 24th or 25th.
Cool.
Los Angeles area and then up the coast. Now, unfortunately, it will be over Memorial Day. But I have found enough people in the Los Angeles area that don't care about the holiday.
Cool.
They're going to use it seeing me.
And maybe
God
going
bless
through Utah in May, you won't be driving through a big blanket of snow.
No. No. Although we were down there on vacation and we did see a little bit of snow.
Yep.
So it was okay. A lot of wind, a little bit of snow. So that's all good. We were down at Taos and got a couple of inches while we were there.
Oh, okay.
And it's beautiful country.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't been to Taos, I highly recommend it. It's like kind of a smaller, quaint Santa Fe. Not quite as expensive and really nice.
Have to check it out sometime.
I highly recommend it. That's my shameless plug for Taos. No collectors there, so I'm not trying to suck up to anybody. Anyway, so around Memorial Day and then up to the Northwest after that, and then hopefully back here by the 6th or 7th of June. So,
nice.
Yep.
So if we do have some collectors out there, what will we want to show them today?
Anywhere, worldwide. For you today, we have some rotochrosite. We are gearing up. I probably should have queued up some pictures of the Detroit City Mine, but we are gearing up.
That's right.
For the 2023 mining season. So I thought today would be a great day to just. It's all Detroit City.
Nice.
I have 5 pieces from the Detroit City Mine.
Very cool.
And unfortunately, we're in the middle of all kinds of bean counting here at the Collector's Edge, and I didn't have time to take still pictures, but we have things queued up on the turntable. So, without further ado, we will go to the turntable.
Nice.
And there you go. Specimen number uno.
Number 1,
Yep.
Dino's Pocket Roto.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Killer color.
Oh, gosh, look at this thing. Big cube. You want to give them the dimensions?
Yep. So, Detroit City Portal out of the Sweet Home Mine in Alma, Colorado.
It's okay.
So, you know, a lot of the times you're calling the matrix out and then you're calling, you know, what the crystal size is. This is all just crystal size. 4.5 by 4 by 3 centimeter crystal.
Yep.
Absolutely killer color. There are some restorations on the piece.
Yep.
Which, you know, it's fairly common for that mine to have repairs and restorations in a lot of the pieces. Of course, we always do take that into account when we're pricing them out. This one is just, look, it gets in that one position. It's just such a sharp ROM.
Yep.
Killer color. Killer color on this piece.
About as good a red as you can get. And as Christopher said, the Dino's pocket had collapsed, and so that pocket really did have quite a bit of repair and restoration in it. There's 3 areas of restoration, but for a piece this size, to be able to get it for just $3,000, screaming deal. Yep.
And it was Dino's pocket was very unusual in that pocket when they recovered they had to go down instead of up because it was in the floor.
Yep.
That was a very unusual one.
Yep, it was very fortuitous to find this. They were actually, the reason they call it Dino's, he's the mine geologist, and he kind of had a bad sense of direction for a few days there, and they were driving adrift slightly askew to where they were supposed to be, but they hit a couple pockets.
Yep.
This one and Zach's pocket, and they turned out to be a couple of really good ones.
Very lucky mistake.
Yes, indeed. So for a 4.5 by 4 centimeter crystal for only $3,000, this is just a screaming deal, and I hope any one of you out there can take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
So we will move on to specimen number 2.
Number 2.
And since I don't have still pictures, I'm going to be doing a lot of leaning.
So that's good. So number 2, we got obviously another rotochrosite from the Detroit City Portal.
Yep.
And Detroit City Portal was based on wasn't it originally Detroit City Mine? Or
well,
Detroit
it was the
City
claim.
Claim.
It was a
That's
claim
what it
up
was.
there. There was never a hole in the ground. But there was a claim.
Detroit City Claim. And so you're looking at just about 100 yards or so up the mountain from the original Sweet Home entrance.
Right.
So it's the same deposit. It's just a different direction coming down into it.
Right.
I like this one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like this piece.
It's a cool piece.
So 3.2 high by 6.2 wide by 3.5 deep.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal is 2.8 centimeters on the edge. So actually, you know, the display size is, you know, across is a bit bigger. Just a nice matrix piece, and I really tend to prefer the tetrahedrite matrix pieces because you like having that black contrast. But I also really like it when you get that speckled.
Right.
It's just really, really nice.
Looks like there's a lot of sphalerite in there,
yep.
too. That what is fluorescing, the golden yellow color, is
Yep.
sphalerite.
Now, that's a sphalerite dusting on tetrahedrite, or is that actually sphalerite?
I think there's
there?
a lot of sphalerite.
Mostly sphalerite
Yep.
there. Okay, gotcha.
There's probably some tetrahedrite in there as well.
I'm seeing some chalcopyrite or pyrite in there, too,
Yes.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, a lot of really good matrix on this one.
A lot of people love these because of that fluorescence as well. You can see that on there. Super cool.
A lot of really interesting things in the mine there.
Yep. So you get all the great associations, which is what people want. They love the red ROM on the black matrix with a little quartz and sulfide association. It's really the most popular combo that we get out of there.
Yep. And no repairs or restorations on this
I
one?
do not believe.
Yep.
Nothing on the label. We'll
nice.
certainly verify before we finalize any deals.
Yep. Nice little crystalline matrix, and yours today for $22.50.
$22.50 delivered to your
$250 delivered.
Delivered to your door. Can't beat that deal. Love it. All right.
And now, was that one a Dino's pocket as well, or that was just?
I don't think so. Is it on
it's
here?
not on
It
there,
just
so
doesn't
no.
say. So
Gotcha.
unfortunately, that provenance along the way, unfortunately, it happens, was lost.
Yeah. So generally speaking, would you say from most of what you've seen, there were more just single crystal pieces that have come out of Detroit City largely than matrix pieces, haven't there been?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot more activity apparently up there.
Yeah.
Where the pockets are collapsing and falling apart.
Yeah.
So
The matrix pieces are a little more rare.
Right. But it's all good.
All right. Next one.
Next piece.
Next piece.
Specimen number 3.
Specimen
Gonna
number
have
3.
to lean again, folks.
Okay. So here we've got one from the 2002 pocket.
Right.
And again, Detroit City Portal, Sweet Home Mine.
Yeah. Very similar to the last one. A little more obvious associations. Fluorite and whatnot.
4.3 by 6.2 by 4.5 centimeters,
Right.
with the roto being 1.3 centimeters on edge. And is there a pyrite or what?
Yes, there is pyrite on there as well.
1.2 centimeters across.
And some microcrystalline fluorites scattered on there
nice.
too. Unfortunately, you pretty well needed a loop to see them. But
Gotcha.
when I was back there trying to figure out the pyrite situation, I said, "Oh, there's a couple fluorites on there too," but they're pretty small.
Yeah, that was one of the pieces I picked up at, actually, I think it was the Denver show, like the year before last, that I was amazed at how well fluorites can form in micro. It was a barite ball from the Elmwood mine, and it looked like it literally had dust on it that needed to be cleaned off. And when I got down there under magnification, there were fluorite cubes that were a fraction of a millimeter, like maybe a third of a millimeter to a half millimeter across. And they were so well formed, they were razor sharp, and they were zoned.
Wow.
At that size.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Right.
So when you have a piece that has cool little associations like that, man, get your hand lens out and take a look, because you'll find some really cool stuff down there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These things are just super, super special. People really need to appreciate what the opportunity is here on these, because this could well be our last year of mining up at the Detroit City. So if you haven't got a piece yet, you definitely want to consider one of these on the show today.
Yeah, fingers crossed they find some good stuff this year.
Absolutely,
they need to.
They need to. And did we mention this one is also $2,250?
We did not. So maybe you should mention it.
Yes, this piece is $2,250, and again, I believe it is unrepaired and no restorations. So
nice little matrix piece.
Absolutely. And we'll move on to specimen number 4. We apologize for not having any graphics, as I said at the beginning of the show. We've been pretty busy the last few weeks doing inventory and other sundry things, and I just did not have the time to do the still photography required to have slides that show specimen numbers and prices in big bold print. Because some people just like to hit the mute button and go through and look at these things. Can you imagine that?
Really?
You know, we're not offended, but, you know, some people like to do
I don't know. I've been talking to Brian here some days, and he looks at me like he wants to hit the mute button.
Yeah, I think this mostly stems from Steve, who Graham aptly named Captain Hyperbole.
Oh, my God.
There's a guy that could ramble on. So anyway, it's all good.
All right.
We'll go on to specimen number 4 here, and this is a super rarity, folks. I have a feeling this one is just going to go like away, so don't get mad if you don't get it. It's a really special thing.
It is.
So
and so here at the Collector's Edge, rhodochrosite from the Sweet Home Mine is our flagship mineral.
Right.
And absolutely love the rhodochrosite from the mine, but I started out and I'm still a really big fan of fluorite. And you get some very interesting and very beautiful fluorites that come out of the mine as well.
Right.
And rarely you actually get a fluorite specimen, and that's what we've got here.
Right.
Some incredible purple fluorites on quartz. Great radiating form to this piece. This one's just, this is my jam right here.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You only wish the fluorites were a hair bigger, but this thing is super nice at 4 by 5 by 4 centimeters. Perfect miniature specimen from the Detroit City with fluorite, and at just $875, it's just a screaming deal.
Absolutely.
You know, if you're looking to fill out that suite from the Sweet Home Mine and you need a fluorite, a miniature fluorite, man, this as Christopher just said, this is your jam.
Yes, and this is one of the things I really like about mines like the Sweet Home, like the Elmwood. When you have a mine that has several different varieties that you can collect, and getting the Sweet, that was actually the first display that I did in Tucson on ways to collect. One of my favorites was collecting by mine, and so I had the barite, the quartz, the calcite, the fluorite, the dolomite, everything that I could get a hold of, galena, and everything out of the Elmwood.
Right.
And so if you're a Sweet Home Mine collector, it's a great little fluorite.
Absolutely. So don't miss this opportunity, folks. As Graham would say, shop early or shop often, because that one's going to fly.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a rarity.
Yep.
And, of course, rounding out the rest of the show, another Screamin' Teal on a rhodochrosite. Richard puts a lot of work into these. Richard typically does the selection.
Yep.
He knows the inventory better, and he knows where to find the real great deals. And we bring you some of the best deals we have in the company here during these Minerals Lives. We do appreciate your time and attention.
Yep. I wish I could take... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I wish I could take credit for this, but I just happened to kind of wander along and looked on a table and was like, oh, look at those pieces. Well, I'm going to make a show out of those.
This one, Detroit City Portal again, 2.6 by 4.1 by 2.5, 1.4 centimeters on edge for the ROM here, and we'll get it to spin around a little bit.
Yeah. Normally I would put a still picture up for this part, but it's good that you get to see a 360.
Yeah.
Which is something I got to, as long as we're waiting for the thing to come around, which is something we're working on for our website.
Ooh, nice.
Almost every piece on the website is going to have 360s.
Very nice. That'll be
They're going to be spinning. There's a couple of local people here, Will and Dustin, mineral collectors and antique dealers or art dealers. They are doing a lot of work with us, doing videos for everything that's going to be on the website. Everything is going to be spinning like this.
For sure.
So you'll get to see everything 360.
Yeah, and again, we've got a nice little matrix piece here. This one, definitely call a miniature.
Oh, it's a toenail almost.
Yeah. Just a little bit of a box buster.
Yep.
But really nice color. Good sharp shape on the ROM when you get it around here. And again, nice associations. We got like a little pyrite in there, a little quartz, a little sphalerite or tetrahedrite in there. I can't tell from here.
Right.
But cute little miniature. And yours for only $425.
Yep. Delivered to your door.
Yep.
And we will even invoke the bailing rule. I don't think anybody will do it on this one because that's a lot of roto for one person.
That's a lot of roto for one person.
But
for sure.
10% off if you buy everything. But everything that is priced on this show, I tried to make it quite appealing. So $425 for this piece delivered to your door, and everything else I think is very fairly priced as well. So
yeah, call a couple of friends who also need roto,
right?
And then you all just get together, and one of you call us, and Invoke the Bailey rule.
That's it. There you go. Gosh, man, you pull it together and you get an even better deal. So, or if you happen to be a dealer, this might not be a bad scoop either.
That's true.
You know?
That's a good one.
We do have dealers watch this show, I got to admit. So, I guess that's going to bring us to the end of another episode of Minerals Live.
It will be.
Unless you have anything else you'd like to chat about.
Well, just come out to the April show and see our Minerals Live.
Right.
And you're going to find all sorts of great things out there. There's going to be some great aquamarines, lots of great rhodochrosite. Again, just some killer keystone rocks.
Yep.
And it's going to be a fun time.
Crown Plaza. Be there, be square. 15,500 East 40th Avenue, 10 to 5. There it is. I'm sorry.
Wouldn't it be?
Oh, it is 10 to 6 Friday and Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Wouldn't it be there or be isometric?
Ooh.
Sorry.
All right, I'll just leave that one alone. But it does remind me that I did make I called I think it was specimen number 1. I called it a cube, and it really should be called wrong. If we want to be precise. My apologies.
Precise is good. That would be a heck of a deal for a cubic rhodo.
Oh gosh, because they are rare, as hen's teeth.
Very much so.
Yes. Anyway, we really appreciate your watching the show. We'll try to have one more before Christopher heads out on his road trips, and then, like we say, as soon as he gets back, I'm gone. So next week's episode of Minerals Live may well be our last until about the 3rd week of June.
Yep.
So we got to teach. Christopher how to
have to do some solo ones.
Yeah. Well, I don't do them solo either. The only time we can do it solo with just one of us is when we have a guest. So
gotcha.
And that brings us to another subject at the end. If any of you are going to be in Denver and would like to be on Minerals Live and would like to just share pictures of your collection or your collecting philosophy or, I don't know, fishing stories, you're welcome to come on. So we would be happy to have you on. It's a great opportunity to share your collection with the world and talk about what you feel, what turns you on to minerals. How do they speak to you, as some people would say. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Yep. And if you want to get notified when we go live with Minerals Live, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll get a notification as soon as we post it.
Absolutely, and it's surprising how fast those numbers start going up. The stats go up as soon as I get something posted.
Yeah, we had a specimen from last time that was gone within it just flew out the door.
Yep. I mean, I think I had it loaded for like 5 minutes, and I got an email, and I'm expecting the same thing to happen with a couple of pieces today. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure Chantel is back on Instagram yet, since Alan unfortunately left the company to do more Instagram shows, but I'm sure it's coming soon.
Yep.
Especially once we get past this inventory deal.
She has been beyond busy.
Yes. Yeah. It's
she has counted all the beans.
Almost every crumb in the building has been counted and logged. So it's a process.
Yep.
So, but we're done almost. Yes. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We won't burden you with our problems.
All right.
Yes.
See you again soon on our next Minerals Live, and hopefully we'll see you out there on the road.
Sounds good. Thanks, Christopher, and thanks again, everybody, for watching. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.